Hey guys, what is up? It is Biff from Fearless Mods, and we are at Dynasty down here in Louisville, Kentucky. So last night was kind of hectic as we got the things put together at the very end. We did get the trailer, the car on the trailer last night at about midnight, 11 o'clock, something like that. But we had some issues going on with the wiring. Today is about 12 hours of work that is all being crammed into about an 8-hour work day. And when it's done at the end of the day at 5, it's done, and it's got to be dyno ready. So stay tuned.
What power are you going with in this car?
Ideally, like max 450.
Okay, so you can make that on a 255.
Really?
On 93. I made 440 on a 255 on the 85.
Oh,
so,
okay.
That's kind of up to you if you want to go to a different fuel pump. Are you aftermarket fuel pressure regulator and all that stuff in the engine bay?
Mm-hmm.
So it's up to you. You can use either one. The factory lines and the factory hanger will both support a 525, so there's really not, it's all just kind of personal choice. It's long run goals. Do you want to change the pump out in a year when you go to a different pump? You don't have to do any tuning adjustments when you go from a 525 to a 255. The main reason you don't have to worry about that is because you're using your fuel pressure regulator, so the new pump will flow more, but you're still kind of restricting it back with your regulator.
Gotcha.
So. Take temp into piping and then blow off valve into piping. Yes, we're gonna see what we can do. We're gonna look and see. Torres mentioned.
Yeah, we could do
sprayer. He has a towel. He needs it welded into piping and then bead.
I was thinking if you could use like the seatbelt release, that'd be good.
Wire, air intake temp, and then rim blow off valve. We don't have can gauges here. They've been on order. We're supposed to get them tomorrow per Victor. They've been on order for like 2 weeks. If we don't get them, then we're not going to put one in. We still need to put in the can hub just to receive it, the port for it, and then just leave that alone. And then drain out the 89 fuel and put 93 in it. He has a list of little other things. That's the main stuff. If we get all that stuff done in time, he has a few gauges. We've talked briefly about moving him to AEM sensors and running all that stuff to the Haltech. If we get to that, we'll do it, but we already have a bunch of stuff to do, and this is just kind of extra stuff.
So while we were waiting for them to essentially finish up the work that we hadn't done, we had to kill some time. So we found this place called Mega Caverns, which has the Louisville Mega Zips. So we decided to take our adventure underground and go zip lining through some old limestone caverns that had been excavated.
3 hours later.
Years ago, I had my first wiring project, and it looked worse than that, so. So, I went ahead and routed the intake air temp sensor harness. So now we're just waiting on Fab, which I think the pipe's actually done, but he's still working on making it all in one piece.
When they're running it, they're going to need to know how we've got it. I mean, you'll be able to see it, but we just got a wire there with an alligator clip that goes to like a little prong.
I haven't looked into it too much, but I do see it like...
See that prong right there? Right there.
We have a main controller,
and that turns
but I
them
need
on.
another 1/8 MPT.
Do you have factory coolant temp sensor on this, do you know? Yeah. Okay. We'll probably actually be able to utilize that, because it...
Right there. I think it's that one. I'm not sure.
Yeah, which if it... The stock ECU, the stock harness should still utilize that, which the Haltech will receive, and we'll be able to output that, like the function from the ECU to your fans.
Oh, sweet.
So you'd be able to get rid of this. That's how it goes sometimes. Hey, also mounted your wide hand.
Oh, yeah.
And I think I'm just about fully terminated, meaning fully connected.
Oh, sweet.
Wideband control. I've got the new sensor in.
Sensors in down there. Oh yeah, look at that.
That would not be optimal because water, condensation and stuff, that's where it all sits. So. But where it's at in the pipe being in a bin, you know, higher elevated section.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, on the straight piece? Yeah, okay.
About to remove the manual boost controller.
Okay.
And I'll probably end up mounting this EDC over there. But I'll have to take the wires from the Haltech.
Awesome.
So you think it's looking good tomorrow for dyno, or?
Yeah, we'll get you there. All the time it seems like. So.
All right, here we are checking in for the night. We will be back up at Dynasty tomorrow between 8 and 9 in the morning to see what progress they've made. And hopefully by about 9 o'clock they'll be ready to put on the dyno. From about 6 to 8, Brock's going to be finishing up the fab work on the pipes. So into the hotel. All right, so we're hanging out here. The last news we got was the wastegate that Riley had picked up. What, new but used?
It was brand new, but out of the box. So the tape was off of it, which means that the firing ring, which I didn't even know existed, was out of it, so I didn't put it in.
Yeah, so we didn't have the fire ring in there, so it can't build the boost pressure. They're sealing up a leak on the power steering, one of the power steering lines. Hopefully it's just the clamp's not tight enough. And
plug wires.
Yeah, plug wire switch. How the hell did we switch plug wires? That's not why we were having the trouble before, but it might have been part of it.
Probably why it didn't start.
Probably why it didn't start before. So once he gets all that done, throwing in some 93 octane, and then should be ready to go on to the dyno.
6.5 hours later.
Look at that. That looks
So
good.
the distributor's back in, but it's still thinking it's a problem, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I think Cass is reading how it needs to.
All right, so we are, you can see we've made a little bit of progress, but we've still got some holdups. We're obviously still not on the dyno yet, and it's lunchtime on day 2, so this is starting to make us a little nervous. The issue we're having right now is with potentially with the distributor, perhaps not reading the CAS to be able to give you the crank and the cam positions. What they're seeing is the timing is jumping back and forth as you shine a light on it. It'll be on the mark, and then over here, and it's just kind of random. So it might have a bad sensor in there, which might require a new distributor, and we won't be able to get one of those today. So Nick here also has the 240 that we've seen outside, and he's willing to let us borrow the distributor, or at least the CAS from his, so that we can see if it works. If it fixes the problem, then we might still be able to get on the dyno today and finish this. So we got our fingers crossed. You can see the cold side intercooler piping is all fabbed up. The hot side still looks to be the same. So now we just got to get through these problems and try to get this thing running. We are still waiting word to see if that CAS wheel that goes in the distributor cap solve the problem or not. But it is like being in the doctor's office. What's the prognosis? Please tell me some good news. Please say a prayer. All right, Doc, let's talk. Let's talk here. What's the prognosis? What are we looking at?
So he cranks it with no injectors on. That way he can crank and sync timing. So on that note, you will need CAS, but you already know that. Mine is in your car currently. Crank's fine. He's syncing timing, and then it should fire up and idle nice and smooth.
Let's say he gets it on dyno for
He gets it
2
idling
hours
and
today.
stuff. He can probably get some like idle, light drivability stuff. Maybe not full power.
Right.
Just depends on how fast he can roll through it and how the car responds. Tomorrow I do have a tune booked. I don't have a 6 a.m. tune. I think I have an 8 a.m. tune.
Okay.
And a 1 p.m. tune. I'll need to check schedule, but that'll be
Okay.
Hal's decision.
Appreciate you.
You're good, man.
Let me borrow that. That's like, it means a lot.
Yeah,
Riley,
that's your car.
Hear the blow off.
What year Mustang? Sorry.
Did you hear the turbo?
That's good news.
So you will have
It's better than something else like that we could.
I think we'll be on dyno today.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my gosh, that's sick.
shut that door behind you if you will.
Yep. That's the smoothest this thing has run. That's beautiful. Give us some turbo sound.
No, I talked to my machine shop when they helped me choose. I think it's a little over, but maybe. I mean, I can check to see what I bought.
That's exciting. That is great. Nice job. You built that.
Probably half an hour. I'm glad the engine.
Your first engine build, and you're like putting out high performance dyno tune type.
I wouldn't do it otherwise. I was like, all right, we'll get in the last pulls in the last 5 minutes.
Heart rate doesn't even go up. I mean, listen to that. This is Hal's heart rate.
Yeah, it is. He's calm. He's calm.
It comes. It comes through the computer.
Hello, Hal, do you read me? You read me, Hal?
I read you.
Open the wastegate more.
Hal.
I'm sorry,
Riley.
I'm afraid I can't do that.
What's the problem?
We'll probably just limit to wastegate at this point, which is about 14 pounds. If we can figure out a way, logistics, to get a distributor back here in the morning, get the drivability portion of it knocked out, try and get some cold start on it, that kind of stuff, to get it where it'll drive nice. Okay. Basically, I wanted to get in this thing, see if we're going to make power, see if we're going to encounter any other problems, get that part done, then we'll go back to the drivability portion. So that's what we got left.
So once you start getting into boost control, what would you expect?
Well, that's up to the setup. Being 9-to-1 compression, you're probably going to want to limit 17, 18 pounds, something like that. You're at 14 currently, so it's what's another 4 pounds to bring? How much would another 4 pounds do? I don't have all.
So maybe getting close to 400 or something?
That'd be my guess.
Probably, yeah.
What do you think? Plus or minus a little bit. In theory, you could possibly bump over 400. Yeah. So generally, if we tune the max, that's where we're only going to tune to where we're comfortable with this.
Okay.
It's going to run reliably.
Okay, got it.
I'm not going to give you, hey, here's a 400 and now your car's making 300.
Gotcha. Okay.
It did have a considerable amount of air in it. We burped it. It was having 0 hard time. I used a spill-free funnel.
Okay.
And also I used the screw at the same time.
Gotcha.
After that, no more tip problems.
He told me I need a clock dip because only half of my bearing is getting oil.
Yeah, that needs to go straight up and down, 10 angle.
So I'm going to get this on camera because for the record, I grew up working on cars, general auto repair, and building engines and stuff like that. But I never did performance stuff whatsoever. Riley and I swapped out motors when we first got this thing, and that was kind of just teaching him the ropes and getting the thing running the first time around. And then, as you all know, have been watching him on that green S13, he built this thing to performance specs from YouTube videos, his first engine build ever. So this is really cool, really proud dad moment for us to be able to put this on a dyno and have it not only put out respectable power, but appears to be pretty dependable and solid build. Yeah. Well done, dude. For now, I'm so proud of you, man. Thanks.
We have that and wastegate now. Then if we want to start adding features, you want to add boost control, you want to add rolling, you want to
add that kind of stuff, that's the time to do that.
Do you
Given the
think that,
time
that like
constraints.
1 bar is good for the wastegate pressure? I just tossed in like 10.5 pounds or whatever.
Yep.
That'd be pretty good.
I think that'll be fine.
You got a solid power band. Comes on early and holds. Honestly, for KA, I'm used to the top end dropping off pretty hard on them.
It's good. Starts pulling up like, where do you think peak boost is
The
at?
torque curve kind of riding up right there. That's the spool area. Where you see it, I'm going to call that peak torque. It's not. Peak torque's out here. But where you see it kind of flattens out and runs across, that's where you're at full boost at that point. So before 4,000, you're all the way out. That's from there.
That didn't take him long.
Holding all the way out. And then that's just part of KA, especially with stock cams, to start seeing some of that drop.
Oh yeah. That's awesome. This is a dream come true, man.
That's cool.
3 years of hard work.
Still need to put this thing together. That's awesome.
Yeah,
there's a lot of people who tell me that and they don't get to this point. So congratulations.
Thank you.
For first engine, man. First engine, that's amazing.
It's a Subway built. I worked at Subway
Okay.
all the time.
Yeah. Sponsored by.
Right? Well, thank you. I'm not.
No problem.
I'm gonna stay back here all day. I know you got
you're all
stuff to
good.
do.
You're all good.
So for now, we're going to go ahead and enjoy the night here at the track, here at Ohio Valley Dragway, and Chandler's coming down, so we're going to go hang out again tonight and then hit it bright and early tomorrow. Finishing up another day here. Didn't quite get everything done that we needed to get done with the car, but we did get some good pulls. About 360 horsepower to the wheels, 340 foot-pounds of torque. So we've been borrowing Nick's. He's out here racing with that same crank angle sensor tonight. And we're going to borrow it again in the morning so we can complete the tune. Anything we can't get done, they're going to show us how we will remote in or have Hal remote in to our Haltech so that we can do any tuning that we need to do. All right, guys, here we are. Morning, day 3 down here in Louisville, Kentucky at Dynasty. They're closed. They got here at 6 a.m., which is a little bit before their normal opening time of 8 o'clock. And we got the distributor out of Nick's 240, and the green S13 is over there on the dyno. He's working on drivability issues, so how well it starts and acceleration throughout the range before he then tries to tweak it up a little bit with the boost control. I'm hoping to get another 4 or 5 PSI out of it with some boost control actions and maybe get a little bit of rolling anti-lag. But we've only got the dyno for about another 45 minutes and then the next car's on there. And that's it for us. We're out. Morning, Hal.
Hey there.
drive on that one. Woo! That's freaking awesome.
$410 is at the wheels, so that would be 500 at the crank with 18% drivetrain loss.
Yeah,
Sweet.
roughly.
Eventually.
The dump. So I don't know where your dump.
What the hell are you doing back there, man?
That might be a 240 back there. So the car's been ready for a little while. We've just been waiting on HAL 9000. So he's in the car.
You've given him a new name now.
Oh my God. So
We had an impact on Dynasty. That's awesome.
that's it. Yeah.
Sweet.
If y'all want to shoot back and get it, he's setting up rolling anti-lag now. So
Oh yeah, I can hear.
yeah.
Make sure your dump tube is not pointing at something.
Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah. It's all one piece.
That's awesome.
It's good. So
That is beautiful. Beautiful.
Rev it up before, pull this back, hold it, gotta hold it in down.
Okay.
When you let go of that, let go of the clutch, and you're off and running.
I thought I was smart. I'm not smart.
That's amazing, right?
Build boost very quickly. So for if you're cruising, if you're doing roll race events or something like that, that's how you'll engage it at that point. You know, start building boost so you don't have any turbo lag.
Okay.
I'll rev it up and kind of show you. We'll go from there. That's 12 pounds of boost. That.
Good Lord. You just blew something out the back. What is that? Part of his exhaust.
I guess so. I didn't know I had that. Oh, my ears. This is the test we just had here. So the RPM's constant. That's where it's on the rolling anti-lag. You want to see boost, we can drop manifold pressure over it. You can see we start at 0 pounds, and then it ramps up. You're at 12 pounds, 11 pounds, 12 pounds. That's pretty good. And it does it pretty good. You're talking about total time 1.0 seconds to get there. So that's it'll bring it up quick.
Torres having fun. Sweet. You look good in there, Torres.
Man, he looks better, Eddie. Alright, man. Yeah, no problem. I mean, Robert, that's alright. You might want to get in on the
First drive.
Oh my gosh, dude! I haven't driven this thing in so long.
Dude, the sounds are awesome. Seatbelt, man. Oh, may not have a bash bar, but I'm gonna have a seatbelt.
turning it up or going E85 down the road or anything?
Well, like years from now, maybe.
Yeah, I got you. Get used to this. This will be such a fun setup for a long time too.
Oh my gosh, it's never gonna get old.
No, it never does.
Well, it's my first car. It's always been my daily.
Oh, I got you. That's cool, man.
Yeah, there goes my gas mileage.
Well, actually, so cruising, it shouldn't be too bad. The only time you'll really see gas mileage really shoot up is
When I drive it the way I want to.
yeah.
So a lot.
Yeah. A long time since I don't know how long it's been since you've driven it, but
That is crazy.
That was crazy. Holy shit.
Oh my gosh.
He's spinning.
asbestos blankets out the back end of the exhaust. We're just gonna pull off the distributor now, trailer it, get it back home, and then all we gotta do is put in the new one and then remote in and get the timing all set. All right, guys, that is going to be another wrap. We managed to put about 410 to the rear wheels on 18 pounds of boost through that whole set turbo. That's freaking incredible. What a fantastic all-around build to come to completion and have the guys down there at Dynasty give us all the help and attention that they gave us. It was a fantastic time down there. And even though it went an extra day and we were there for 3 days, we really got everything we needed out of it. Then we will just have them remote in as we set the timing and get it just right so that he's back up to running just like you just saw in this last series of videos. This car's insane, man. I gotta tell you, that anti-lag is just crazy. It's blasting all kinds of fiber and fiberglass and silencer rings or whatever the hell's in that exhaust can in the back is emptying itself out pretty rapidly with the force that comes through there. Man, I hope you guys have liked this entire series and that you'll continue watching. Please check out Riley's channel, that Green S13. He's gonna put together a great video on this past week, and continue to like and subscribe to Fearless Mods. Thank you to those of you who have. To those of you who aren't subscribed, we want you, and we'll see you again next time. You guys take care.